He was one of the most creative talents I had ever come across. Many, many times I met him backstage at WWE, and 2018 at the big event in New York in Astoria. And there were hundreds of people waiting for him, and he saw me in the crowd just standing there. I waved to him, and he made his way through the crowd to give me a hug.
Now, speaking of flies, let me talk about the fireflies, too, because we lost Bray Wyatt as well. We're about to run out of time, but guys, memories of Bray Wyatt for either one of you.
Bray Wyatt, I've known him ever since he was a baby. Back in the day, me and Mike Rotondo, we had a chance to ride together. And when we'd always go to Florida, Mike would bring him to the arena because they lived in Florida. And when he came to the arena, they had a rottweiler dog, big rottweiler, and Mike would sit Bray right down in his chair, and he would sit that dog right beside Bray, and you couldn't go nowhere near Bray. Right. That dog didn't let you nowhere near him, not at all. So I remember Bray, from a baby. And I had a chance to talk to him since he growed up and stuff. And one night he used one of my phrases in one of his promos, and he said, "Let me holler at you, player." And I thought about that. And so when the last Raw that I went to, I had a chance to talk to him, and I mentioned that to him. He said, "Oh, yeah, Teddy, me and you." I said, "Hey, just keep me relevant, player." That's it. That's it. So, God, I think we just lost a young man there way too soon.
Yeah.
Too young.
Bill, any memories with Bray Wyatt for you?
Oh, yeah. He was, he could have been a horror movie writer.
Yeah.
He was one of the most creative talents I had ever come across. Many, many times I met him backstage at WWE, and 2018 at the big event in New York in Astoria. There were hundreds of people waiting for him, and he saw me in the crowd just standing there. I waved to him, and he made his way through the crowd to give me a hug. So
that's cool.
Yeah, just
very cool.
Sweet man.
It's big losses. We're going to have them more and more, but that was a tough week because, those were two names, especially those two, that just punched you.
Remember, Dr. Chris Featherstone and I interviewed Mike Rotondo about 2.5-3 weeks before Bray passed, and he said Bray was really excited about trying to make a comeback in the very near future, and that was it. That's why it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, unfortunate. Our sympathies with the family, and I know his wife and the kids, and that's got to be rough, really rough. And so our prayers and sympathies for this family. It just is awful, absolutely awful. Guys, we are out of time. Let me ask you, anything coming up for either one of you that we need to talk about?
September the 9th, I'm going to be over along with you, Mac. We're going to be over at the Daz Barbecue over off Memorial Drive for Deep South Wrestling. Nick Patrick got a big show going there. And on the 28th, 29th, I think I'm going to be up around Maryland with James Ellsworth in Adrenaline Championship Wrestling. So that's be kind of moving around, players.
And also at that Das Barbecue up in the Atlanta area, a special guest will be there as well that we understand, which is Mr. Eric Bischoff. He'll also be there for that evening. Yes, so
and it's a free show.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I completely forgot to mention that. Yeah, it is a free show, guys. You get to come by and enjoy the barbecue.
That's a wonderful 4-letter word that starts with the letter F.
Yeah.
Bill, anything coming up for you?
Yeah, we got the 16th of September. I'll be at the Legends Fan Fest in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. A ton of legends will be there. So looking forward to meeting all the Apter chatters and the Time Machine people there.
Oh, good. Look, and I'll be doing the grand opening for our local supermarket that's just opened around the corner, Piggly Wiggly. I'll be doing that and signing autographs and taking groceries to the car. But
wait. Before you leave, with the first time I ever went down to Georgia, I never heard of Piggly Wiggly, and I asked somebody, where do I go to get a bottle of Diet Coke? And they said, well, you go to Piggly Wiggly. And I had and then I became such a fan of Piggly Wiggly. I actually have a business card from the original store that I went to. Yeah.
Teddy knows about Piggly Wiggly. They used to have them all over the South at one time.
They still got some of them somewhere, brother.
Yep.
I see them every now and then when I'm on the road.
I'm going to tell you right now, I send my wife there. We have a Piggly Wiggly where I live. It's one of the few there. And they have the local meats there. So the meats, the steaks, and the hamburger, everything's much better at Piggly Wiggly.
You don't know that I was born in the South, do you?
You were born in the South?
Yeah, South Bronx in New York.
Yep, we're out of time for this week. My name is Matt Davis, along with WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. Oh, and the crazy guy right there, Mr. Bill Apter. We'll see you next week.
Holla.